What's up, everybody? Welcome to Average Joe's Whiskey, and today we are going to review Remus Repeal Reserve Batch number 7. Remus Repeal Reserve is from Ross and Squibb, formerly known as MGP, out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Obviously, they are one of the biggest contract distillers in the United States. They make bourbon and rye for like 50 different brands. Remus Repeal Reserve is one of their own brands, named after George Remus, the famous bootlegger, the famous lawyer, and the guy who killed his wife. I typically don't condone killing wives. In this case, however, I do have to say that this lady kind of had it coming, okay? Super quick story. I'm going to take you back for a moment to 1925. Damn, I hope that looked cool. 1925, Remus was sentenced to 2 years in prison for bootlegging. Now, while he's there, his wife starts having an affair with a federal agent. The federal agent knows that Remus's wife controls all of his assets while he is in prison. So, while he's in there, they're having the affair, and they decide to liquidate all of his assets. They sell his distillery, they sell everything basically. And in the ultimate slap in the face move, Remus's wife gives him like $100 from the sale of his distillery. Meanwhile, she gives $15,000 to a hitman to kill Remus. But in this weird turn of events, the hitman is actually the hero of our story, because he doesn't kill Remus. He tells him, dude, your wife is trying to have me kill you. Even a hired killer heard this story. It was like, lady, you gotta leave this guy alone. This is crazy. He sounds kind of like a terrible hitman, but a pretty decent guy, I would have to say. Anyway, after all of that, she files for divorce. Remus says, great, I will see you in court. And while they are both on their way to finalize the divorce, Remus runs her off the road and shoots her. She's dead. Remus is arrested again and pleads temporary insanity. The jury hears the entire crazy story, her having the affair, stealing all his money, hiring the hitman to kill him, and the jury comes back in 19 minutes with an acquittal. Remus is free. And he lives the rest of his life. I don't know. I don't know how he lived the rest of his life. I stopped reading after he was acquitted, but I'm sure he did some more stuff. All right, enough about Remus. Let's get into the whiskey here. So while this opens up, why don't we read the bottle here? So this is 100 proof. It is a blend of 5 different bourbons. They are all fairly high rye. 21% and 36% are the 2 different mash bills of the blends that they used. It's 6% bourbon from 2007, 26% from 2013, 21% from 2014, 26% from 2013, and 21% from 2014. So it's mostly 9 and 10-year-old bourbon. It's the second youngest Remus Repeal Reserve that they've released. So just under half of it is a 36% rye mash bill, and just over half is a 21% rye mash bill. So you can do that math if you want. It's like 30-ish% rye, something like that. Back of the bottle. Prohibition was repealed in the United States with the passage of the 21st Amendment to the Constitution. To commemorate this milestone, we created Remus Repeal Reserve. This 2023 limited edition bourbon leads with aromas of caramelized pecans and candied cherry, with hints of plum and peppermint. The initial taste includes rich caramel and candied raisin, followed by cinnamon and barrel char, with slight vanilla and brown sugar. The finish offers immense cinnamon and peppermint spice, with lingering notes of vanilla, caramel, and oak. In short, Remus Repeal Reserve is the best we make, or as Remus himself might have said, some damn fine giggle water. Enjoy. Damn fine giggle water. Alright, let's get to this. So in a lot of MGP whiskeys, I get like a bubblegum note. It's kind of a cherry bubblegum. There's some fresh cherry in there too, for sure. Do I look stupid in this hat? I don't care. You know what? I think I look great. There's like a hint of baking spice in there. Not really cinnamon, maybe more of a clove. All right, let's drink this. Very sweet, and it leaves you with like a sweet oak finish. It was a nice experience, actually. So I am getting that peppermint as well. It drinks a lot like a rye. It's very rye forward, I would have to say. So if you like ryes, I think you're definitely gonna like this. So I mean, there's a little bit of caramel in there, but it's really not a lot. If you're into those really like syrupy, sweet caramel, vanilla bourbons, this is not that. It's got some complexity to it. A lot of the rye notes, I think the rye notes kind of overpower the caramels and vanillas, because I'm really not getting much of those at all. What did it say we're supposed to taste here? Caramelized pecans. Candied cherry. Yeah, definitely candied cherry. Plum and peppermint. Those are the aromas. Rich caramel, candied raisin, followed by cinnamon and barrel char. And vanilla and brown sugar. So they're right on the nose, pretty much. That candied cherry, that peppermint are very present. I think they carry over to the palate. Yeah, so then on the finish you get some of that sweet oak and baking spice. And a little bit of the mint kind of lingers in your mouth. It's a really nice finish, I have to say. I am enjoying this. It's got a lot of complexity. It's easy to drink. Honestly, this is kind of a bourbon that you could just kind of sit and pick apart if you wanted to. I'm not big on picking apart 40 notes in a bourbon, but I mean, if that's your thing, this is for you, man. You could pick this thing apart all day. Or all night. Or all morning, I don't care. Do whatever you want. George Remus did whatever he wanted. And he's got a whiskey named after him now. How cool is that? Yeah, I mean, I think it's a really balanced whiskey. So it hits you with the sweetness up front, but it kind of lights up the whole tongue. You get some of the peppermint and some of the oak on the back of the tongue. It's pleasant to drink. So I guess I should rate this thing. We're gonna do 1 to 10, scale of 1 to 10. Everybody understands the scale of 1 to 10. You notice some people, they'll ask you, hey, how would you rate this on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being the best and 1 being the worst. We all know that 10 is the best and that 1 is the worst, okay? We don't need a refresher course on the scale of 1 to 10. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a 7.5. 7.5, it's good. I would drink this when I'm in the mood for a high rye bourbon. It's different. This is not going to be like an everyday sipper for me, but it is something I would definitely reach for on occasion, maybe 2-3 times a month, because it's very good and it's very balanced and it's just easy to drink. 100 proof, nice proof point. It's a solid whiskey. Some damn fine giggle water, everybody. Some damn fine giggle water. Cheers. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you found it helpful, educational. Jesus Christ, how long have I been talking? It's gonna be a nightmare to edit this thing.